The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel welcomes you to this edition of the Mayors and Supervisors Weekly Update, brought to you by...
Each week, our community makes history. Each week, you make history. And each week, there's only one source to turn to for the first take on history. You know what that is? Subscribe to the Sentinel right now to discover the history being made in your own backyard.
The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel. More than just your news, it's your history.
Hey, welcome everyone to this week's edition of the Mayors and Supervisors Update. I'm Chris Carosa, publisher of the Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel, and each week we bring you the goings-on in the towns and villages that we cover. This week we'll be starting with Mike Falk, the Lima supervisor, also on the Board of Supervisors for the County of Livingston. Mike, what's going on?
Hello, Chris. Thanks for hosting us again. At the town of Lima, we will be starting summer hours on May 1st. May 1st through Labor Day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday from 8:30 to 4, Thursdays from 8:30 to noon, and then 1 to 6 p.m. and closed Fridays. We will be having our annual cleanup days here. The town and village have combined forces, and now we're having a 3-day event, May 4th, 5th, and 6th. You can drop off your items in the mornings, 8 to 12 over at the Lima Highway Department. You do have to grab a permit from the town clerk. It is free to any resident of the town or village. You can either email the clerk, which is clerk@townoflima.org, or you can stop by and get the permit. You'll be limited to 1 pickup truck load per household, including electronics, with a maximum of 3 televisions. No contractor debris, garbage, recyclables, propane tanks, Freon products, paint, 55-gallon drums or tires, please. Livingston County participates in a number of veterans-oriented programming things. www.livcovets.com will give you a listing of all of the events that are coming up for the month of May. The dinner May 3rd, there's a opportunity to learn how to take pictures with good photography, a couple of tours of the Mount Morris Dam site, coffee, charter fishing, and then they're highlighting a special event on June 10th, which is a veteran and family barbecue at the National Warplane Museum from 1 to 6. The programming for the veterans is free. Some of those events are veterans only. Some are veteran +1, some are veteran with family. If you are interested, livcovets.com, sign up and go and enjoy. The last thing is Livingston County, just like the 8 other surrounding counties, participate in the Genesee Finger Lakes Regional Planning Council. I have a seat on that representing Livingston County, and I am here to remind everyone that on Thursday, May 18th, the Genesee Finger Lakes Regional Planning Council will be hosting its annual spring government workshops, which are in person at the hotel at Batavia Downs. These training sessions are geared toward folks who are in government and planning, code enforcement, zoning, planning boards, town boards, village boards, etc. The sessions will include, as a sampling, the planning for the solar eclipse, smart growth, complete streets, floodplain management, solar development, broadband, state and federal funding tracking, and some of the other items that are there. Your planning and zoning boards need training credits every year. This helps to satisfy those things. So you can get more information at gflrpc.org. That's gflrpc.org, and you have to sign up by May 5th. And that's all I've got, Chris.
All right. Thanks, Mike. Rick, over to you and the village of Honeoye Falls, and also what's going on in Monroe County, if you've got anything.
It's good to see everyone this afternoon. Going to start out with just one item on the county aspect. And this is something that from Livingston County, Mike has talked about in the past as well. For Monroe County, we will have our Willie Lightfoot Youth Awards presentation on April 27th at Monroe Community College. And we have a number of young adults and very, very incredible youth awards to give out from Legislative District 5, which I represent. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm not going to go over the names today because I don't want to spoil the surprise. But certainly after the event, we'll mention all those names from our district. As far as the village goes, we have a couple of nice things going on in the upcoming weeks. First of all, next weekend, Saturday, April 29th, is the Village of Honeoye Falls Environmental Day. So the Village of Honeoye Falls, along with the Village Conservation Board, the HFL Environmental Green Team, and various vendors and guests will conduct our annual environmental fair at Harry Allen Park. That will be from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's always a great event. The village and our conservation board will give away some free tree samplings to those who attend to use and plant on your own home properties. We will have various vendors and discussions about important environmental products, programs, and concerns. In the event of severe or inclement weather, which we know it's going to be perfect next weekend, but in the event of bad weather, we will host the same program at the Honeoye Falls Fire Hall at the same time, same day. Please come out, participate, and enjoy the presentations and discussions. And then the village, one of the projects that the village will be working on this spring and summer, will be to enhance the west side of West Main Street in the village. And this will include the area from 7 West Main Street through 31 West Main Street. And that is that block that goes basically from Salvatore's Pizza down towards Cosmos. And we're going to remove all the trees on the street. And I know this is going to upset some people initially, but we are going to remove all the street trees. We're going to reconstruct all the tree wells or ground areas that those trees currently sit in. And these are being removed due to their current growth and the root systems that are really impacting the sidewalks. We will replant new trees as the project moves forward. And then we'll generally add in new sidewalks and replace the old brick inlay with stamped concrete. So really sprucing up that area of the street. This project will certainly create some inconveniences for our businesses and those visiting the businesses in this area, as well as creating some messy conditions. But it needs to be done. It's not a simple project to move forward with because of the location and the fact that we want to minimize this inconvenience. We will strive to have the best plan in place that we can. Letters have been sent out to detailing the project to our businesses on West Main Street and those that live in the apartments above those businesses and to the general businesses in those locations. So we'll continue to update the project as it moves forward. And then we certainly hope that either later this year or then early next year, we'll work on the area in front of the post office and then directly across the street at the village parking lot area at the town hall. So we've got a lot of work to do on West Main Street over the next couple of years, and we're trying to get that going this year. So that's going to start in the next couple of weeks. As a matter of fact, I believe this coming Tuesday, the trees will start to be removed. So that project is going to start pretty quick. And as I said, we know it's going to create some inconvenience. We apologize for that in advance, but it has to be done. With that, Chris, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And have a great weekend, everyone.
All right, thanks, Rick. Brent Prosiak, pinch hitting for John Moffett in the town of Mendon. What's going on there, Brent?
Well, I'll begin this week with some somber news. Earlier this week, a former town of Mendon supervisor, Gene Loberg, passed away. Gene was a champion of the character of Mendon and her contributions as she began on the Environmental Conservation Board, then Planning Board, and finally Town Supervisor, help preserve the environmental resources and quality of life that our residents enjoy today. Our heartfelt condolences to the Loberg family and appreciation for everything that she did for our community. You know, as my wife and I have been enjoying some of these resources at our home the last couple of years, we've noticed at least one bald eagle that has appeared around our area. We actually noticed the last couple of months another large bird, which through some research appears to be a juvenile bald eagle. This is kind of this has refreshed a memory of mine when I was attending Manor School. We had a guest speaker who was a New York State DEC conservation officer, and this officer discussed the reestablishment of bald eagle habitat around Hemlock Lake. The message resonated with me from this visit, and he said if the DEC was successful and the residents of our area preserve the environment in my lifetime, the bald eagle's habitat would reach Mendon. It appears to be occurring now, as the officer stated many years ago. In my lifetime, we have had some environmental concerns as recent as 2003 around Coit Creek in the town of Mendon was an impaired water body list. An impaired water body listing by the DEC. Through collaborative land use planning, environmental controls, we try to mitigate and correct some of those negative effects, which includes fish kills, algae blooms, and loss of habitat. My fellow town council person, Tom Dubois, code enforcement officer, Corey Gates, and I have begun to review our Town of Mendon Environmental Protection Overlay Districts, also known as EPODs, to ensure that they're current and applicable to preserve and maintain our resources. Peter Carosa, the chair of our Environmental Conservation Board, has also expressed an interest to be involved, and the four of us will be meeting in the future to develop a plan of attack to review and update these documents as needed. Of course, there will be opportunity for public input as we get closer to that. Also would like to remind Mendon residents that brush pickup will begin on this coming Monday, April 24th on the east side of Mendon. The highway department will pick up brush and move westward as time progresses. Get your brush out there. I'll try to do my best this week to get my brush before they get to my neighborhood as well. I'd like to share some of the hard work that our town clerk, Michelle Booth, has been doing to coordinate some events in our community. These are coming up a little bit in the future, but on September 30th from 9 to 1, there's a mammogram clinic that she's working, and this will be over at the community center on North Main Street. And on October 14th, there is from 10 to 1, there's a recycling event and dog rabies clinic at the Mendon Highway Department over on Summel Road. I know these are a little bit in the future, but it just kind of goes to the work and the mapping that Michelle has to do to coordinate these months ahead of time. Michelle has asked me to also mention there's a Red Cross blood drive on May 5th. From 1:30 to 6 at the First Presbyterian Church on North Main Street in Honeoye Falls. The local blood banks are in dire need to replenish their supply. More information about these events and special meetings, such as a public hearing we have coming up on Monday to discuss short-term rentals in the town of Mendon, some proposed local laws, can be found on the Town of Mendon website and the Town of Mendon Facebook page. The town of Mendon, we are also working towards sidewalks. We're in the survey phase, which I think John has mentioned a couple of times, to look at extending the sidewalks around the hamlet of Mendon, come up with feasibility. The Spray Park and Military Memorial over on Summer Road is progressing. It seems like baby steps sometimes, the progression. We're in that last 5 to 10% of the construction phase, which just seems like it takes forever, dotting all the I's, crossing all the T's. Stay tuned. We'll have some dates on there of when we expect to open those up, and to a ceremony for the military memorial recognizing the servicemen which lost their life a couple of years ago. I'd like to conclude my report today by also mentioning that May 31st is the end of early bird registration for the HFL Summer Ruck Program. Some days it doesn't feel like it. Today's nice, but summer is getting close. And please visit the HFL district webpage for more information about how to register for Summer Rec. I appreciate the opportunity to be here, and thank you for your time.
All right. Thanks, Brett. Anybody remember something that they forgot to say? Being none, thank you guys for being here today. Thank you all for watching the episode. Remember, it airs every Sunday at 1 o'clock on our Facebook page. Just like the page, and you'll be notified when it airs. If you prefer YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel, same time, same bad channel, Sunday at 1 o'clock, and you'll be notified. That's it for this week. We'll see you all next week. Bye-bye for now.
Bye.
Imagine yourself communicating with a difference. Pan-Dimensional Solutions helps you do this. Whether live spectator events, taped broadcasts, or real-time audience-engaging programs, you can benefit immediately from the tools Pan-Dimensional Solutions will share with you. Do you want to make a difference? Contact us at pandimensional.com.